Have you taken the IELTS multiple times without success? Are you 2, 1, or even just half a band away from what the NMC or GMC require in order to give you your PIN or license to practice? Then stop, take a breath, and let us help. You see, here at IELTS Medical, we've given doctors and nurses the tools they need to pass the academic version of the IELTS exam as efficiently as possible. Whether you've reached above 7.0 in 3 sub-tests, but can't seem to crack IELTS writing, whether it's IELTS reading that's the thorn in your side, it's okay, we're here for you. Learn more at ieltsmedical.co.uk.
We know that IELTS is a major requirement for migration. If you want to go and work or school in countries like UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, IELTS is a major requirement, okay? And IELTS comprises 4 different components or 4 different parts. There's listening, there's speaking, there's writing, and there's reading. And if you do not get the required mark for any of these components, okay, let's say you get the required score for 3 of the components, but one of them, maybe time was not on your side, so you could not finish, and then you fail that part based on whatever you're going to use it for, you will have to reset all 4 parts again. Okay, there's nothing like writing just or resetting just one module, the one that you failed. However, now people are saying something different. Yes, there are rumors that now British Council has now introduced a single module test feature where you only write the one that you failed, or the part or the component or the module that you didn't get the required mark for, whatever it is that you're going to use it for.
NHS pass written there.
Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name said it before. Hey, stop that.
Hi guys, so I got a message from this lady on Instagram and she was asking me that is it true that now when you fail one part of IELTS, you are allowed to just reset that particular part that you failed? Let's say if you did not get the required score for reading, you are now allowed to reset only the reading parts, the parts that you did not pass like the first time. Is it true that now that's in place? And I'm like, whoa, I haven't heard that. And she actually said she's seen it somewhere. So I decided to research, okay? So I went online, first place, Google, to check, right? So when I checked Google, I actually saw 2 articles that confirmed this. Let me read. So the first one is from Economic Times, indiatimes.com, and then they said that starting March 2023, students will have the option of retaking the IELTS for one component if they did not get the desired score on the first attempt, okay? And then they said currently students must retake the entire test for all 4 modules, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So if a student wants to improve their band score, they will have to take the whole test again instead of only retaking that module. With the right preparation and support, we know our test takers achieved the best score the first time round. However, we listened to our test takers and they told us they wanted the opportunity to retake one section of the test if they didn't get the score they were aspiring for on the test day. With one skill retake, test takers can get their study, migration, or work applications back on track. And this is from Warwick Freeland, Managing Director of IELTS IDP Education. Okay, so when I saw this, it sounded like credible, right? So I went to search for other articles and then I did find another one, but it looked like that's also an Indian article, okay? And for that one, they were actually specific saying that this is only for Indians, okay, or Indian IELTS test takers, and that this single test retake feature that is being introduced has already started in Australia this month, like November 2022. So I'm like, why? How come I haven't heard anything like that? So it was still really strange, okay? So I went on a British Council website, but I could not find anything like that. So I'm like, this is strange. Sometimes it takes them a while to update their website. So I'm like, let me phone them, okay? So I phoned them. When I phoned them, call was picked by this amazing lady. And when I told her that, oh, so is it true that now, starting from March 2023, people can now retake only the part of the IELTS or the module or the components that they failed? They can reset just that part. And she was like, whoa, that actually makes sense. The British Council lady was telling me that that makes sense. So we both laughed. I'm like, that means you've not heard it. And then she said she hasn't. So she's like, she's asking her colleagues, so she put me on hold for a while, and then she came back saying none of them in the office has heard it. And this is British Council UK office, okay, the one on their website. That's the one I phoned, and she said no, none of the people in their office has heard it, but I should hold on again. So I was on hold for a while, and then she came back, and then she said that, well, she googled and she saw that Indian Times, just like I just mentioned earlier, she mentioned the same 2 articles that I mentioned, and that it will make sense if something like that is in place. However, how come nobody in their office knows about it? So I asked her, should I take that article like as credible? Then she said that no, for now no, because they would have been informed. However, she's taking my email, she's going to ask further and then find out again to confirm. She'll send me an email immediately she confirms, okay? So she took my email and then she said she's going to check again from authorities and send me an email with confirmation as to whether this is truly the case or this is not the case, and that information should be disregarded. So she took my email and I'm waiting for that email. Immediately she sends me that email, I'll come back to do another video to update you guys. If this is the case, if this is truly the case, that now when you fail a particular component of the IELTS, that's either listening, reading, writing or speaking, you can now research just that part that you failed. If that is the case, and they said it has even been commenced in Australia this month, if that is really the case, this is massive good news. And if that is really the case, we'll now have to wait and hear from NMC if they will accept that as well. But you know, when I came to the UK, there's an exam called OSCE, a practical exam that nurses have to write before they get their license to work as nurses in the UK, right? If you are an international nurse, right? And when I came, at the time, when you fail OSCE is in several parts, okay? There's the assessment stage, the planning stage, implementation, evaluation stage, blah, blah, blah. And back in the days, if you fail one part, you have to reset all the stations again. You have to do assessment again, planning again, implementation again. But maybe you only failed assessment. But as time went on, they reviewed this, and then now when you fail a part, you only reset that part that you failed. And that will give test takers enough time, and that will help test takers prepare to pass that particular part that they failed. So we know that IELTS reading and writing is a major challenge for people. So imagine, let's say the only thing holding you back is just the reading, or the only thing holding you back is just the writing, okay? And this is really true. That means that after your first test or your first attempt where you only feel the reading, now you can put all your attention on the reading. You know, just put all your attention on the reading, focus on it, prepare for it, and go and write. And I believe that your possibility of passing will be much higher, because now you don't have to bother about going to sit for another speaking test, another listening test, and all that. So if this is really the case, this is extremely, in fact, this will be the greatest news of all times. But we have to wait. I'm waiting for that email from British Council. They did take my email, like I said, and they promised to send me feedback on the updates, okay? Because at the time that I phoned this morning, nobody in the office knew about this thing. They found out from me, actually, and I found out from this subscriber who sent me a DM. So immediately the email pops in, I will come and share what exactly it is, and we will now have to ask NMC whether they're accepting this or not, okay? So yeah, so now let's wait to see if NMC will accept it, if it's really true, if NMC will accept this, if the General Medical Council will accept this, if HCPC will accept it, if the universities will accept. Let's wait and see. And even with the news that's all going all over, they said it's only available in India. So let's wait and see. Let's get full details, and immediately I get the full details, I'll bring you everything that you have to know. So kindly like this video and hit the notification so that when I get that update and I make a video on that, you'll be notified and then you can watch, okay? So like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.